Is everyone in favour of that?
Okay, that brings us nicely round to the finance report.
Yep. I haven't got anything to add to the figures that are on the set paper.
Okay, so I've signed the page. Can I have somebody to close if this is a
Simon, finance.
Janessa? Second one.
I'm sorry, what am I doing?
The finance.
I'm multitasking, signing.
Is everyone okay for Eddie to say that?
Okay, item 9 on the agenda is highways.
Well, rather, young
Over the dog,
outside.
rather embarrassingly, no one has fixed the hole yet on the street, have they? Or
That
no?
they found,
Yes, they were there
they've been out.
on Monday.
So I got an email from someone saying, oh,
They're there,
Yes,
yeah.
but it's still exactly the same.
Oh.
It just is,
Well, they-
it's just the things round it are
Yeah, but
better.
they put some concrete over it though.
So is the hole done?
It was, I looked on Monday, yes, and they
right.
filled the hole
I thought it
in.
was still wrong.
No, it's
Right.
still,
have you been past it?
Well, I saw people looking into it.
Yes, we were looking into it.
it still
Sorry,
had all
couldn't resist
the,
it.
all
Could
the
not
barriers.
resist it.
It still had all the barriers.
Yeah,
on.
there's, I went past it tonight, saw that. So,
The barriers are there.
yeah. But I couldn't look into it because it was dark.
Right. Well, when I last went past the barriers were there, there was still a hole.
So maybe it just wasn't as deep.
So obviously the height,
Well,
the
there's still work
KCC
outstanding.
Yes, it's KCC drainage people that are doing it, and obviously we've been given lots and lots of dates when it's supposed to have been done. And the steward, Susan Report, is doing a lot of kicking, but obviously, you know, it's not good, is it? Because it is in the way of people. So hopefully that is going to be done there.
Are we aware of what caused
It's water and gas, and each of the companies are saying one's damaged the other one, so therefore they weren't going to do the work. And that was the discussion about funding, who was going to pay for it. So I don't know if that's been resolved, but KCC have said just get on with it and fix it.
There's an update tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to look at it as well. Yeah. The other issue is obviously the email that we got, the letter we got from Dr. Bacon about the thing. So I think first port of call is to talk to the police and see what they are suggesting. I don't think that ramps are going to be something that are going to be suitable for that area. Obviously we haven't got pavement down there, which is not helpful in any way.
I mean, it's very dangerous.
It is.
It's a question that's been raised on numerous occasions before.
Yes.
As far back as the last elections, I had the window taken off my car by a vehicle coming down the hill when I was coming into vote.
Yes.
So it's not an old issue, it's been going on for a long time. I think part of the issue there is it's neither one thing nor the other. It is wide enough for two cars to pass if both cars are thoughtful and careful. It's not wide enough if they're not.
It's not wide enough if this person.
And it's not wide enough.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What did you say?
It's not wide enough if there's a car and a person.
Yeah. So they may need to think about perhaps creating some kind of chicane to slow it down.
Or even a pavement.
Well, yeah, but
That's been discussed.
discussed previously, and it's not going to. But if they put a chicane in there, at least the vehicles would have to stop to negotiate it, wouldn't they?
Mr. Chairman, there's been a predominance of heavy haulage as opposed to cars very recently. The likelihood of where those haulage vehicles are coming from, which are carrying gravel and ballast and whatever, is that are they coming from this construction at the top of the hill?
They're normally going to Hog Barn Caravan Park.
Right. So
Building retreat.
we can issue the resident management, with a request to slow down. No, we won't get anywhere.
No,
That request has happened again on numerous occasions. Management there are not always that happy with polite requests. Could be wrong on some other occasion, they might be, but it's...
yeah. We talk to Jenny Whittle perhaps and see what she can suggest. If there's anything that we can do, and any funding we could get for anything that would help.
If she's got any money left before she goes.
Yeah. We have had a number of officers down in the past looking at all of that and looking at the bottom of the bill when you turn around and people come down.
There's a public safety issue, isn't it?
The only problem, Mr. Chairman, is there's been no accidents, so to speak, or how do I say, any fatalities.
I know exactly
You know
where you're
exactly
coming
what
from.
I'm saying. So unfortunately, I think we know where all the funding will
Absolutely.
come from.
Yes,
So I think it's unfortunate. Fortunately, there are no accidents and fatalities, but it's also, it's perhaps we could put something in a magazine on Facebook about the issue of the letter and just put a general note out about advising people to just slow down, because the chaps say 45 miles per hour, but that's just traffic.
Also, I wonder if people have become so used to how awful it is along there that they don't actually report near misses, and maybe what we need to do is encourage people to highlight it. And if we're going to put something onto Facebook, stroke into network, then I think perhaps we should encourage folks to let us know, let Maidstone know, so that we can build up a picture of
That highway, isn't it?
yeah. Because there's nothing that's going to get them motivated more than a toothache of us nagging them all the time. So.
Anything else on that? Right, the next item on the agenda is a report back on Devon Parish Council. Jim's reading.
Yep, thank you. It's an interesting meeting as always. They co-opted 2 new members straight away from the audience, which was Naz from the Checkers, who was a parish councillor quite a few years ago, and Justin, who is a quite new resident. I think he's only lived in Devon for about a year. And I think he was from that area. So that's good. They talked a little bit about the co-op lorries and some turning in the square and things, and other big lorries that are doing that. Speedwatch was spoken about, and the Longs are trying to recruit some more people, because they've only got 3 of them doing the Speedwatch at the moment. They've got a finger post grant from Jenny Whittle, which is for the square to advertise various businesses and things. The newsletter that they put out was received well. I don't know whether anyone saw that, but it was a parish council newsletter, so it was just a A4 page, 2 sides, wasn't it? Which is very good, just telling what they were doing and things. The land transfer of the village hall, which has been going on for a long time, has cost the parish council about 5k, I think, but that's been sorted. They are talking to the St John's ambulance people about the land at Ham Lane, which used to be the St John's, well, it still is at the moment, but they're going to hand over some of the areas to the allotment group, and the parish council is facilitating that. They're thinking about having a logo designed, because they haven't got a logo or Parish. The Enhancements Association, which has folded, they've got obviously lots of their planters all around, and the Parish Council has taken over liability of those so that anyone volunteering to help out will be insured, which is really good. They elected their chairman of their planning committee, which they did as a full Parish Council. They'd had a letter talking about someone's interest, and I had to discuss that. And the other issue was about Ham Lane, which I've forgotten what it is. Absence of green spaces from the gardens. Oh, that was the Ham Lane planning application that's gone through the appeal. That the gardens are very small and there's no green space in the development. It's not really so it's going on to the planning council.
Yes, that would be I've only got outline at the moment.
So it's
We don't seem to get anybody from them coming up to us at the moment, do we? But saying that.
Not last time, no.
Oh, they gave apologies, we've been unwell.
Yes,
yeah, but obviously they've got more people now.
Yeah.
Not anybody for their own meetings, but no.
No, there have been quite a few that have been quite ill.
Yes. That's excellent, thanks. That brings us nicely onto the play scheme for 2017.
Just before Janetta speaks, I circulated an email from Jill Bishop, who'd helped out on the additional scheme that had run this year. So obviously that needs to be incorporated in these discussions as well, because obviously what they do next year will depend on what we choose to do next year.
Yes.
So, I just thought I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as a parish council we ought to run the council, and obviously, we all know there's a need for it. I think that if we're going to apply for the grant from the parish council, from the borough council, we need to have a scheme that's got all the policies and insurance and DBSs and all this, otherwise we won't get the grant. I'm happy to work on that grant and things, but I think we need to look into staff management, etc., so that we can make sure it's all set up very early so that when registration things go out, we're done with a lot of notice so people know what's going on. It's planned well as it has been in the past.
Well, I think the time of it needs to start now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So 2 months beforehand.
Yeah. I think Jill has written in that email that whatever happens, she would like to perhaps carry on.
Do you want me to read it out?
Stuff.
Just it's a mystery. As you know, I'm one of the mums in the village who helped to set up the fun club once we realised that the long running scheme wasn't going to take place. It was a huge success. I'm just pressing this. She wanted to contact us to find out what we were going to do for our scheme next year. And they wanted to know that what the dates would be if we're going to run it, and whether the fun club could continue from 9 to 1 or right. As the summer fun club team leader and knowing how successful this summer has been for the club, we would like to continue our format next year, but obviously don't want to clash with the parish council. Therefore, if the parish council does decide to run again by providing this provision of childcare, and that is for the first 2 weeks of the summer break, the fun club would like to plan for the remainder of August, running on the Tuesday and Thursday 9 till 4. As the fun club provides a full day of fun and care, and obviously benefits working parents, I feel the two schemes can work together. She's happy to wear 2 hats, one being the fun club team leader and the other being the deputy team leader, which is put to him, as in previous years. So I don't know whether she'd still be happy to do it if it was somebody else. So I suppose we'd have to speak to her about that.
I think she would, but I think it'd be really
I don't
great
think she'll want to
if we
manage
have more available for youngsters, because there are a lot of parents who are doing full-time work. We do have, in the past, we've had lots of parents, you know, we said, what else could we do? And they could, well, have it for 6 weeks. You know, or have it all day, because there are a lot of, and there's a lot of grandparents looking after youngsters who, you know, really appreciate that, and the day things that they were doing is another opportunity for people to be able to have work, you know, all day. So I think definitely we can work with Jill. So perhaps I could talk to Jill and see, obviously, I think it depends on what members of council think we should do. Do you think we should have a scheme? Can we budget for that scheme that's for 2 weeks?
I think we should run a scheme. What I'm not clear about is where our equipment and resources from previous years have gone in the intervening time.
We've still got those.
You know where they are,
Yeah.
okay. And whether we've got the financial capacity to run the scheme, because that obviously makes a massive difference as well.
Yeah, I think, and the budget really is the hall hire and the staff, not really very much the resources, because most of that is cobbled together what we haven't got, and there's little bits that you just need topping up really.
If we don't get the grant for any reason,
Yeah.
are we going to struggle then?
The grant last year was the biggest, the year before was the biggest we've had, wasn't it? It was,
But it's still not a huge amount.
no, it was 1,000, wasn't it? Before we've only got 600 or 800.
So it
You can't
depends how
guarantee
many
you'll get-
schemes in the borough, and then they divide it out.
Yeah.
So we'd have to make sure that whilst the money from Maidstone would be fantastic, that if we plan to do it, that we've got enough pennies in the back pocket to cover ourselves if they either don't give us anything or give us just a paltry sum.
Yeah.
So
Just one before Mike wants to. We need to get the application in pretty quick then, don't we?
Yes.
To actually get that answer quick. Because that could determine.
And they still won't make a decision until before January or February. Yes.
Far away, don't worry. Anything Christmas.
Yeah, but we'd need to make a decision at the next meeting.
Right.
yeah, definitely.
And we need to have a
You need to,
budget
yeah.
set
Because
without
that-
including
yeah.
that grant, in case they say, sorry, we're not getting it
No.
this year.
No, okay. Mr. RFO, did you want to?
Just like to point out that last year we budgeted for the play scheme, which then didn't run. So we took the expected subsidy for the play scheme and gave it as a grant to the Summer Fun Club.
Yeah.
So if we run a play scheme next year, the Fun Club need to know they probably won't get a grant from the Parish Council.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
And also, we would have to run them probably separately, because there is the Ofsted issue as well, that if you do something more than the 2 weeks and the timing we were doing, you would then have to be Ofsted registered.
So we need to have a break between the two.
Well, if it's
Or
completely
just different names, so it's kind of one's
it's
run by
not
us
being
and
run
one's
under
run
the parish
by them.
council, which obviously if something is being run under the parish council and we're getting the grant for it,
Yeah.
as I said, we do have to have all those policies
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. So we
But then
couldn't
if the other
really
one
be in
runs
charge of the fun club
separate,
unless it
no.
was done under those same.
So given what Mike's just said about the grant that was rechannelled last year, if we set up or reinstate the parish council running play scheme, obviously the fun club are going to be knowing when we're doing our thing. Is there scope or any place that they can apply for a grant in their own right rather than coming to us? And can we help point them in the appropriate?
Yeah,
Direction.
I think they would be, yeah, but not probably from borough council.
No.
But, yeah, I think they could probably apply for other.
Again, comes out to the boxes as well.
Yeah, well, I think they've put a lot of effort into putting all the policies and safeguarding and everything and risk assessments in place to do this year, haven't they? So presumably they can tweak those.
Yeah, they would have to make sure they would fit the criteria of whatever
Current
grant they apply
criteria.
for, yeah.
Okay, so we can maybe start that work ASAP, and then the questions
So
need to be
would
asked.
everyone be happy if I, one, contact the borough
Yes,
to find out about the applications, and two, speak to Jill in an informal,
absolutely.
just to see what we can do.
And then report back to this committee.
Yeah,
November
because we have
30th,
to make a
isn't it?
decision.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Next month.
Is that going to be too late for the budget?
We can handle that.
So the more provision we can support, the better.
Sorry,
Absolutely,
Tom.
yeah.
The only other thing is to establish what role Jill wants within
Yeah.
what she's
Well,
doing.
that's one of the
But
important
Yeah.
questions.
also additionally, if there needs to be a manager employed, then we need to go through advertising for that.
Exactly. There'll be a cost implication as well.
We'll talk to Jill first.
Okay, well, the next item on the agenda is number 12, which is the use of the Glebe Field.
Can we just,
Sorry,
so is
yes.
everyone in
Yeah.
favour with Jeanetta
Yeah.
progressing with that?
Thank you.
Right,
Okay, this is your area now.
yeah. We've had a request from the Village Hall Trust. They had the Glebe Field for parking for the music event this year. They're running the event again next year, the 22nd of July, and they've requested whether they could use the field again for parking.
I say yes.
Can I just ask a question? It was the same sort of
Yeah.
thing that it is for any charity, isn't it? That, you know, if it was like really peeing down and everything. And
Well, that's,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
the
reinstate,
issue,
yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
the same conditions as before.
Yeah. One of the conditions that last year was that all the signs that we gave permission to them all to put
Right.
around the field are removed very quickly afterwards. On Saturday, I saw a sign still there on the floor, and I think Fred, you've seen one a couple of weeks
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
So they have to be taken away.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise they just...
I'm sure that can always be relayed back by a
Yeah.
member that sits on that committee.
Right, so you're proposing
Run
permission
it, what we did, as the
Yeah.
same way we
Yeah.
did it last year.
as we did with everyone.
I thought it was brilliant, absolutely
So
brilliant.
you're going to second.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all in
everyone,
favour?